Alright folks, we're going to skip the map intro since we're just going to hop directly into the game. This is the last possible best of 5 today. This is the top of the hill, and the king will soon be crowned. $300 rides on this best of 5. And currently playing for Ting, he's accrued a prize pool of $450 at this point. In the bottom right side of Ruins of Endion, we've got the blue Protoss Neeb.
In the bottom left as the red Protoss is Flipside Tactics Bales.
Now PvP can be a little bit difficult, and we got to see the emphasis of how dire it can be earlier when Huck had played, of course. But now the question is, can Bales do what nobody else has been able to do today? And that's either win or at least take it to game number 5. Because this has been a pretty Neeb-sided King of the Hill. Now for Ting, I'm sure they're plenty happy, and let's not forget, the whole point of this tournament wasn't necessarily to give Neeb money. We certainly didn't go and find the most welfare players possible. Scarlet, Huck, Drunken Boy, Bales, all fantastic opponents for somebody like Neeb. But the whole point of this, again, is like the announcement was made just 2 days ago. Neeb joins Ting. Everyone's up in arms and so excited about that. We get to work with Ting to create a cool tournament to further that announcement. Like, we're watching Neeb kick ass, and it's just kind of emphasizing and showcasing why he was a good pickup for Ting.
Yeah. I think you mentioned in the second series that it could have been disappointing. It could have been Neeb going out in the first round, as he had requested to be put into the first round and win all this money. And I really wonder what a world would look like if that had happened. Like, I'm sure like Ting isn't going to give up on him, right? It's just like a crappy day for him. But
yeah, if Neeb lost that first series, they're like, so about the contract renewal.
So awkward. But I do have a question I meant to ask just, before the stream even started, but we brought up Bales in school. Is Neeb not in school?
So I think Neeb might be out. Because I don't know if it's semestered or how the deal works with him for school. Because Jesse had mentioned that they had like high school stuff. And when I had contacted Neeb about all of this specifically, he said his best time to play was like after 1 p.m. EST. Or, no, sorry, 2 p.m. EST. We started this basically when he was able and available. So it might just be he's got morning classes and then has the rest of the day off.
He is a senior. He might have actually, had a period off. That
was, for me, every second day I had the morning and the afternoon off. I only had to go for between the hours of like 11 to 1, and then I would have the whole day off.
Depending on what week it was, I had either 2 or 3 afternoons off. But I had to come back for like track and field events.
Okay, so a bit of an awkward scuffle in the middle of the map. This is going to go a little bit in favor of Bale since he did get that first shot, but Neeb just transfers away, so not too problematic. Oh, interesting follow-up to this with a Stalker. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit longer to clean up the Adepts, but the Stalker... Actually, no, wait, where's the Mothership Core? He went across the map with it. Oh no.
Oh, bolts.
Recall?
Well, no, that's just going to run away.
No, I mean, he'll die to the Stalker. He'll die with the Stalker.
I thought he was just going to run away and let the Adepts tank all of it, but yeah, he does have to end up recalling, and almost not in time. The Adepts of Neeb get in here. Of course, this is not just for harassment, but also for scouting. I believe they both have seen each other's Stargates, and that's why none of them bothered going into an Oracle. That just would have been a bad idea.
So, I mean, it's definitely worth noting that Bale's got the better early game engagement. He got a couple of probe kills, whereas Neeb didn't. Now, 3 probes separating the 2 players is hardly the craziest thing to report on, and I don't think it's really going to affect the game, since this is specifically going into Phoenix. You could argue that like the Nexus timings and the gateway counts would be otherwise important, but Neeb is putting a little bit more emphasis on this harass than I think Bales was ready for. He was just ready to just knock down those rocks and have an easy peasy follow-up. So again, I'm not sure he's necessarily in danger of losing the Nexus, but the Adepts actually find themselves in the sickest spot to hold the Stalkers in place. Neeb gets extra shots in, he kills a Stalker, there's going to be an overcharge.
Cool. The Mothership Core. Oh, okay, actually I thought she was going to be target fired. Oh, she was so close to being target fired. Oh, damn. There's like 2 missed micros right there. Like when the Adepts trapped, it was so cool, but he's hitting the Nexus once or twice, and the Mothership Core was almost doomed. But this is enough for Bales to push this back. I mean, it was looking kind of scary, but it's enough. Perfectly even. He doesn't really want to take the fights. Now not so even.
Yeah, Phoenixes are fickle. They're not very fragile to most things, but they are fragile to themselves. So, again, as we saw, it only took a couple of shots to almost kill one of the Phoenix.
Yeah. That's interesting placement of that probe for Bales up here. I can't imagine he'll hide something, like a hidden Nexus, so that would be interesting. And it's kind of late to hide like a Dark Shrine, but I guess just saving it for later, maybe just a proxy pylon. it's kind of funny. Like, I realize that proxy pylons at a gateway are not the most useful, quickest things in the world anymore, but they are still like things you can plant around the map and have sneakier ways into the bases to, harass and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, even if it, let's say this was a Dark Shrine, right? Like, you got the pylon up here. Neeb's gonna be so focused on looking left, he's not gonna look up. Like, there's, I don't know. I like the potential for what can happen, but right now what I do notice is that we got a second Stargate coming down out of Bales, so he's going to be able to get his production really roaring. Neeb's going to be matching this as well. It's
so silly how Legacy of the Void is really...
Oh, excuse me, I misread that. That's actually Bales, or Neeb getting the second one. The thing flipped.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I was going to go into, though, the just Stargates in general, and Double Phoenix, Triple Phoenix, Hell, I mean, Fleet Beacon coming down. It happens so much more often in Legacy of the Void. Like, the amount of times I've seen it in Legacy of the Void this past, 4 months, total is about all the times I've seen Phoenix and Heart of the Swarm.
Right.
These Stargate openers, they lead to one thing to another. You can't really get away from them. It can be very dangerous to be the first one to give up, kind of like Muta versus Muta.
So this is really interesting to me. Bales is investing in Phoenix still. Like, he's going for the Fleet Beacon. I thought, without a second Stargate, he was going to transfer out of this and go to Archons, which is also a very good counter to this. Not because they deal lots of damage, but they can't be picked up. So I thought this was the direction this would be heading, but without Charge Lot Archon, he's only on one Stargate production. And while range is nice for the Phoenix, if the other Phoenix are in range to start, they'll stay in range even without that upgrade.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me to see one person get it before the other, but it usually is the question of Fleet Beacon or third Stargate. Yeah, that most people got wrecked. Not Fleet Beacon or second Stargate.
Right.
We almost always see the third base and then everything collapse afterwards. But they're still both on two bases. They're both getting the same things, just in different orders.
So it's worth noting, Bales is behind the Phoenix count by a fairly reasonable margin. And on top of this, his Stargate is so late that Neeb is still continuing to produce 2 at a time. He's getting his own Fleet Beacon. That range upgrade's not even going to be there, much less for that long. Stacking up the Phoenix, very important to the way the attacks go. Such minor details, but it's one that really determines whether you're going to have 5 extra Phoenix or 4 at the end of the fight.
I think he really wanted to take a fight there, but just the very small ground army and the potential of the Militia Corps coming back, which he did just the last second of the natural, deterred him. So that means the range will finish for Bales, and Bales can start his own double Stargate production, obviously. They both go for third Nexus around the same time, and I think eventually we're going to see a third Stargate as well. But then we do have the question, is one of them going to try and go into Archon and charge lots, eventually get out of this, or is it going to be pure air battle?
I mean, right now it's heading down that line of pure air battle, but it's if we didn't see it happen enough, I wouldn't believe it on how good Charge Lot Archon can be behind this. But the Phoenix fight, despite being down in Phoenix before, Bales is caught up. He's got a bit of a lead now with that Anion Pulse Crystal upgrade. He's got range over the other Phoenix. That's why Neeb is being so tentative to engage, recognizing that this is the case. But here's that problem we talked about. If you start in range, you're going to stay in range, same movement speed, same everything. So Phoenix count's bouncing back and forth. It goes a little bit here in the favor of Bales. Neeb's actually bleeding out. It's so weird and awkward, but that little pullback at the end.
It was the difference of weak Phoenix versus not weak Phoenix towards the end there. And, of course, the micro at the very, very end, which Neeb did eventually win out on. His upgrade finished as well as that fight happened.
It was so close, too, because that was 6-7 and 7-6 and 5-6. It was going really back and forth.
But, I mean, now look at it. It's 9-4.
Yeah. Well, luckily, they're not all here, though. So if Neeb gets caught with these Phoenix right now, because he gets greedy and goes for probes, this could once again go in the favor of Bales. But this is something where Phoenix production is 3 versus 2, and it's still sticking to just air versus air.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Neeb did not throw down his third Stargate. I saw one third Stargate on production tab, assumed a second one would come down on production tab, but not so. So eventually Neeb is going to lose the air war, though still not yet.
Bales has taken a lot more resources lost than Neeb in this situation. He's going to take a not bad defensive fight, but the Phoenix is just bulking up to be a little too much. It's worth noting, though, these 8 Phoenix that are left at home, it's not about running through the follow-up and picking up stalkers or even probes. It's about controlling the sky and making sure Bales can never get his own Phoenix count up to what he wants it to be. We get some cannons coming down, which is kind of a nice touch, but not going to stop this. And I do fear that this may have already snowballed a little too far in the favor of Neeb.
It might have. The cannons will be pretty important, as Bales has a fallback point that is more than just 3 stalkers, which you've lost a Phoenix where 3 stalkers isn't too bad to deal with after. But a cannon obviously can't be picked up, so Bales can feel a little more secure, and, you know, with the 3 Stargates, I feel like he should have already caught up, but just constantly getting beat down a peg or two. He's actually at half the Phoenixes right now, and he's gonna take that fight. The cannon is ready at the natural, or... No, it's just in the main base. Oh, there it is at the natural. Yeah. So that helped out.
Finally turns it around a little bit, but not enough to, like, snowball yet. Like, Bales is just even up the game right now, which is nice. But in terms of the follow-up to this, like, Neeb's going for Blink. He's also investing in weapon upgrades to help his ground out. Again, a little surprised we don't see Archons being the choice for either player, knowing that the Phoenix have been such a hard dedication, like, such a hard, almost tunnel vision out of both. But Neeb's making the right decisions. Like, he's getting his own candidates back at home. He's getting a significant amount of Stalkers. I think transitioning away from this Phoenix while still producing his own is not a bad way to go about it, but it might get... Like, if Bales goes in hard, Neeb's going to find himself in an awkward spot where, because he's kind of split his transition, he's not going to have enough of either to fight. But if he gets to 200, if he gets to 150 even, I feel like he's going to have enough units to support each other.
That's a pretty good assessment. Blink is still not done, and neither is +1, so this is that scary point in time where Bales has more Phoenix, but only 2 more Phoenix against, 10 more Stalkers. So obviously he's got to be careful with how he takes the engagement. He doesn't know Blink isn't done, although we might see this Twilight Council now.
Mothership and Void Ray as the follow-up to this?
Okay, so... Bales is going to be going completely into Sky Toss, something I brought up, 5 minutes ago, like... Are they both going to go into Sky Toss? Is only one of them going to go into Sky Toss? Is the other one going to go Charge Lots? Or Archons, rather? And the answer is, well, yeah, one Sky Toss, but one still not Archon. Just Blink Stalkers. And that's going to be interesting. Of course, Void Rays, they'll counter a certain number of Stalkers, but they do need to get up to their own certain number, as Neeb is really starting to snowball a little bit with his Blink Stalker counts. Blink almost done to chase these damn Phoenixes, but not quite.
This is so crazy to me. Like, this is... I like the idea of the Mothership for a lot of reasons, but with a massive amount of Stalkers, I feel like it's really not going to be difficult to blink underneath it and focus it down. And the Void Rays, as good as they are, Prismatic Alignment melts through Stalkers. I don't think it's going to kill enough of them before they can just start focusing down the Void Rays after the Mothership core goes down. Or Mothership, excuse me.
It's so funny. It's going to pop as this attack happens. There is an Observer. Detection not a problem yet, and these Blink Stalkers...
He's got to deal with the Phoenix. Like, he can't just Graviton beam up all the Stalkers. That'd be the best case scenario. So this gets really, really awkward. That cloak could not do anything. I mean, the Observer just countered that entirely. Like, one little itty-bitty thing.
One little guy, yeah. And the Void Ray count was not high enough to be scary. And even if it was, they had the, the problem of the Phoenix as well to deal with. GG.
I will say that was a good-looking PvP out of Bales. I mean, he lost, but it wasn't exactly a stomp. So, already promising here in the series, but I think just like everyone else, nobody really wants to fight against Neeb, and this is a scary, daunting figure to come up against.
Well, the next map is going to be Frozen Temple, and Dusk and Prion Invader.
All right. Cool. Of course, it'll be after this game we take a small break, guys, so if you are holding it in, you're thirsty for a drink, whatever, you don't want to miss any of the action, after this game too, we will take a small pause.
Great. Is say go.
You can do it, man. I believe in you.
There we go.
I think I finally got my refund from that stupid store, by the way. It only took me threatening to call the American Better Business Bureau, which I didn't even Google in the first place. I just got an email, and I just love that I couldn't get a response from them for like a week, and the second I mentioned credit card company and Better Business Bureau, boom, refund the next day. Feels good, man.
Once people threaten to go to the bank, you gotta take them seriously, right?
But it's like, why not take it seriously before then? Like, it's...
It's a joke.
I know, because of the Citibank thing, but I just, for this instance, I was just so mad because I was looking so forward to this suit. Like, I really wanted to wear that suit at the wedding.
They really do hope that people just forget. Like, there are people that will forget about, like, $300.
I guess, or...
It's dumb, but...
If you're rich enough, you probably can't be bothered, I guess, for some.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy another suit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, $300 is a significant amount of money to me, so... Alright, enough about my personal problems, guys. We are in game number 2 here in the last best of 5 today. $300 on the line for this PvP. In the top left side of the map, he's blue, he's Protoss, he's up 1. It's TING's Neeb.
In the bottom right, as the red Protoss, it is Flipside Tactics Bales.
So just to, again, echo a point that was made earlier today by Huck, and I'm sure mentioned by many others, is Neeb is quite the player online. And this is nothing even reaching territory where they're like, well, maybe if he didn't have his map packs online, he couldn't play offline. But there's like this definite, like, not just personality, but nerves factor that comes to players who go play offline for the first time. Or not even for the first time, but like haven't done it a lot. And when you go to events, when you meet these players, like when I get to see Hearthstone or Hawk or TLO or anyone at the event, you can see that they're just comfortable, they're in their element. Then you'll see a couple of people who are, granted, good players, and I'm not going to mention any here because there's no point embarrassing them, but they definitely feel out of their element. You just being around them, like you can tell they feel nervous. So I'm hoping that whenever we do finally see Neeb at DreamHack, whether it's Tour for the Spring Championship or maybe BlizzCon down the line, I don't know. I hope that this guy is going to have his nerves under wraps because he is so good at StarCraft 2. Like I would be so heartbroken if he went off, like if he goes offline and just like fumbles.
It is important to note that it won't be his first offline appearance. No, because I think a lot of people might like think that it is. I mean, certainly I forgot that he's appeared before because he is so new, he's a little babby.
Yeah, it's that he doesn't do it frequently is the point I'm trying to make, just so everyone's fully aware. Like we don't see him at like every LAN possible. He hasn't up until this point had a team or a sponsor flying him out everywhere. Now hopefully with Ting behind him, he's gonna have that money. Like they'll help send him to events, especially NA ones. See him more at things like, you know, I think he did well at Kings of the North and that was cool to see. But more things like that I want to see him at local LANs and whatnot. Take him to Cheesadelphia, whatever.
I hope they incorporate some really good BM with phones, okay? When he wins.
Why is that?
I don't know, like they gotta rep, you know, the fact that they're, you know, a mobile service company somehow, right? An internet service.
Oh, there's that really cheesy HTC thing Team Liquid did. They got fined from like League of Legends for it, but the guy was doing a winner's interview. He's like, "Oh, hold up," and he pretends he's got a call. He's like, "Let me just answer this on my HTC phone really quick." Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Okay, well, for Neeb and Bales, they actually both went for similar openings, and because of this, no one's really in danger for anything. The overcharge will force a recall, but it doesn't kill the mothership core, so nothing ventured and nothing gained, I suppose.
Isn't something ventured and nothing gained?
Well, he didn't really get anything from it, though, right? Like,
yeah, nothing gained, but he ventured.
Okay, I guess that's true. I was looking at it at a different point of view, but you're right.
Anyways,
the robo openings are fantastic because you're gonna likely want immortals. We're gonna see Bales change it up a bit and go for a really fast robo bay though. Like, disruptors. It has to be disruptors. Like if this was for Warp Prism speed, maybe, but there's no way this is Colossus. And if it is Bales, you're blowing my mind, kid.
Man, I remember playing Protoss back when Legacy of the Void came out, and everyone was just doing Protoss as Legacy or as Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah,
right. And I just went Disruptors, and like so many Colossus died that day. It was so good.
Well, it was funny because you watch State, who is without a doubt a good player, and when he started playing Legacy of the Void beta, he played Heart of the Swarm, and he had like a 0 win record for the longest time because of things just like what you referenced.
Yeah. So I really hope it's not Colossus. They're not going to make their way back, at least into definitely not the earlier mid game and probably not the late game.
I feel like in the ultimate late game competition, having 1 or 2 is not bad. Like, we haven't seen it for me to give like any definitive reasoning or proof, but when you think about it, it's a bigger target. You know where the disruptor is going to be aimed. You know that you've got the extra splash damage that's a lot more consistent than bursty. Problem with Colossus I see though is that it's very immobile. So that's where I think somebody like, for example, Puck, who's really good at handling their warp prisms while doing 7 other tasks all simultaneously. If anyone would do it, it'd be someone like him.
It's already hard enough to keep your disruptors alive against other disruptors. Like, imagine a slow-moving Colossus.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Well, it's going to be disruptors. It's going to be a fast-as-heck warp prism, so we're going to see some fancy control out of Bales in this instance. Now, for those who don't know, like, Blink Stalkers really came back into fashion, and maybe you're just rejoining StarCraft. Maybe you haven't watched any Legacy of the Void. And for a long time, you would never go Blink Stalkers. It was taboo. If you did this, you were a noob, because they're just so bad in the late game. Now they're more important than ever because they're the only units with mobility to get away from disruptor shots.
Mm-hmm. Well, this hopefully will not be so ill-timed that he gets caught by Blink Stalkers. And as I say that,
caught by normal stalkers.
Well, yeah, they're like a second away from being Blink Stalkers. Now it's just kind of trapped. Like, what are you going to do now? It doesn't unload from far away. It just picks up from far away.
Oh, you know what would have been so sick? Like a hallucinated Warp Prism instead of a hallucinated Phoenix. Make him think that there's like a distraction here, but the real attack went to the main. Who was Todd. Todd's the only guy we've seen do that. Todd, it was so cool, guys. I always reference this. He doesn't even play the game anymore, right? But like, back when Swarm hosts were a problem, Todd hallucinated like 2 or 3 warp prisms to get around Swarm hosts and like just wrecked. It was so cool.
Yeah, and I think 2 of them were a mistake because he hallucinated so many of them. Yeah. Like 1 or 2 were actually not on purpose. But anywho, Bales is now not just down harassment, he's also down an entire disruptor, obviously. So that also means Neeb is down 6 stalkers, so like, is it worth it? I don't know. But we have a very small little scuffle here, which I think would go favorably for Neeb, despite missing some stalkers. But of course the force fields, you don't want to run down there and then get force fielded in half. Both going for third bases, so not really a necessity to force a fight yet, and the warp prism apparently does escape as Neeb collects all of the stalkers.
I mean, escaping is good because of the disruptor, but really, I'd say that frontline potential warp in could be a big factor here. I mean, you've got Nexuses and everything like not too far away, but blinking on top of the army right away. There's no disruptor support for this. Puts it on in with a blinks on cooldown, but only gets 2 stalkers for it.
Ow.
Bales loses everything on the front lines, and this is probably game.
Real.
I don't think he was expecting this to come so quick. I wasn't.
Real. He's gonna lose a mothership core. He almost loses the disruptor and the immortal. Oh, JK, now he's gonna lose him. GG.
Oh man. Neeb is gonna take game number 2 and once again take a very important lead in the series. But we'll give Bales a few moments to shake it off and stretch and drink whatever he needs to do as we'll go to a small break here, guys. Just 2 minutes. We'll come back for game number 3. So thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. All right, folks, we're back, and it is going to be what is possibly the last game in this best of 5. He's up 2-0. There's $300 on the line. This game could seal the deal. Playing for Ting, he's won every single dollar so far today. Give it up for Neeb.
In the bottom left, Az.
I don't know where that clicked. Shut up.
It is Bales.
I clicked as I was moving my mouse over, so it's like, nope. But Bales, I don't think is a bad contender at all. Like this PvP has seriously been short, but closer than most of the other matchups so far today. That last one didn't look like that because of the way it had ended, but credit's got to go to Bales for holding up as strong as he has been. Neeb, though, first I'll tell you this much: it's a good showing out of Neeb. You get sponsored by a team. That team, or I guess sponsor, creates a tournament dedicated to announcing you as their new player, and you win it all. That's
thanks for the money.
You say thanks for the money, and that's how you start off impressing a sponsor right there, showing that you're gonna probably kick more ass as time goes on.
Yep. It is a very good time for sponsors as well to actually be sponsoring North American players. So glad to see that, I guess, in some very small way so far. The BCS is working out.
What I find interesting here too is I love that. There's jokes being made in chat, like this is a Neeb fundraiser, however you want to phrase it, but Neeb really doesn't have thousands of dollars under his belt. He doesn't come from some sort of rich upbringing where his father owns $1 billion company. Whether it's a small couple of bucks here, whether it's 100 or 700, or whether it's thousands from the sponsor, I just love knowing that with money we can see Neeb do more things. I already got excited about this before, and I'm just getting more excited about it now because he's such a good player. I'm hoping not going to be limited by at least cash to prevent him from going to events and doing bigger and better and cooler things.
That is true. I can't imagine being 18 years old and getting this much cash, though, in 4 hours.
Oh, dude, when I was 18, I had, a minimum wage job, and I had to pay so many bills, I barely had, $40 at, every paycheck.
Yeah, and we bring up the question, actually, this is a big question back when there was a lot of young kids going to LANs and whatnot, is, do your parents keep the money? And a surprising amount say yeah. Well, I think, Life said that once he wanted to buy his mom a car. That was Leenock, actually.
Well, MC's talked about that too, right? A lot of the money went to the parents. And I mean, okay, that's a sweet thing, but this is... I don't think Neeb's probably... I don't know his life. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But he probably hasn't had the struggles some of the other guys have had in their Korean upbringings and life situations.
Yeah, we don't know. I just a lot of the times it's it's going to go to savings. I'm not going to blow it on gambling and whatnot.
Wow. Too soon.
Anyway... So, we've been noting, of course, to the camera that there's a proxy Stargate going down here, which is not too surprising in general, but it's scouted by Neeb. So.
I feel I hate to say it, but this game might already be over. There's 2 Phoenix waiting for him. I mean, there's a Nexus back at home. There was the chance for Bales to follow this up, but his dedication to this is going to set him behind, because it is going to ultimately flop.
It is, and unfortunately, he did proxy it. So.
And that Phoenix even comes here to just be like, "What's up?"
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Oracle's gonna try and
party?
Swerve around. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Okay, so that sucks. But I like that Bales identifies that this was not going to work, and probably if he could have would have canceled that Oracle, that'd be a little bit quicker on the drop. Because back it always starts up a Twilight Council right away.
I do wonder about that, because it was like seconds, I suppose, when the Phoenix was revealed to cancel that, and that's unfortunate. The pylons will be taking out, so no proxy pylons for later, as it should be the case for Neeb. And yeah, Neeb is going to be going for double Stargate, while Bales goes for that Twilight Council. I'm guessing for Blink. There it is. Why do we have Ting Jesse cheering for Bales? What world is this?
Because he said he wouldn't mind if this went to Game 4, because he missed Game 2.
Ah, okay, alright. Fine. As long as Neeb wins in the end, I suppose. It's all good.
I like that mentality. Like, again, this is where, like, we talked to Jesse about this before getting the day. Like, he really... For us, we're obviously putting a lot of emphasis on Neeb. For him, he's just like, I don't care. I love all 5 of the players playing today, excuse me. Like, he was happy to hear about all the people we had picked for it. So, had Bales or Scarlet or Hawk knock Neeb out, I think he still would have been here, still cheering in chat, still rooting for like any one of them.
Yeah. Well, this has been a good day just because, well, besides seeing Neeb and his ultimate power, I've also seen, I think, like, some of the most PvPs you've seen in a day. Like,
I mean,
2, 3, oh my god.
Over exaggerate. It's like, yeah, 2 PvPs, PvZ into PvT. It was gonna be 2 of something.
It's just funny that we don't see a lot of PvPs whenever we cast at WCS events and whatnot. Although we were blessed with a few over the weekend.
In fairness, too, I was actually legitimately thinking Scarlet may have been able to take that first series. So this could have gone a very alternate world, different direction. I don't know, but either way, Neeb has got sky control. It's gonna be really hard for these stalkers to actually get across the map. They can pick up pretty much everything here they'd like.
I was gonna say Blink isn't done, but Neeb doesn't know that, so he might have been able to pick up like one of those stalkers. But I wanted to know, more importantly, we have these double void rays on the way.
I feel like he's like he's like up 2-0 in his series. He's like, you know what? I want to try something fun for the fans. I'm gonna make myself more desirable to watch, and it's working. I gotta tell you, that aspect is working. That's neat. You can pick up units mid warp in. I don't know how that would possibly work, because physically I feel like that would destabilize the particles. But hey, you know, I'm no scientist.
You're not? I thought most vampires were like...
I'm a field reporter.
What? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know, I misspoke earlier in the cast, and I called ourselves commentators. You didn't correct me.
Yeah, well, that's because I wasn't doing a great job field reporting at the time. Actually, my Twitter profile picture says, like, unprofessional there is a joke, and someone took that seriously and tried to, like, use that against me on Reddit the other day. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like, I put that there. What do you think it means? Like, somebody from, like, esports was like, and that's the thing, right? Like, just general esports was like, okay, we need to brand this guy. It's like when you become, like, what's that? The sex offender, whatever, you have to, like, inform your neighbors, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This guy has to tell everybody he's unprofessional because we've caught him being unprofessional, and this is now branded for life. Like, come on.
The analogy was good, I'll give you that, but it's still kind of...
It's not a good analogy, but it was a good analogy. I hear what you're saying. All right, so Neeb has 6 Void Rays ready to go at the top of this ramp. This is going to be kind of insane because the Stalkers are going to get absolutely shredded by this.
Yeah. Well, goodbye Mothership Core, and not so goodbye to the Stalkers. Maybe the Phoenix come in later and pick up a couple of probes to get some easy kills. But...
I wasn't sure if Bale's third was a fake or not, by the way, but the fact that he starts investing probes once again indicates that maybe it's not.
I guess not. I mean, it's very odd to see a proxy gateway in the entire army here, yet you are actually expanding, but on the other hand, I mean, this is what Protoss can be very good at, is, you know, using these soft contains to extend a game and hell, even win a game. And Neeb is having some very... difficult troubles actually getting out of this contain. Despite having Void Rays, you really need the buffer for the Void Rays. They can't just go in by themselves.
Well, I mean, once you have enough, you can if you went like 8 deep, but he's...
That's true. Or if he just shaded the Adepts, I actually wonder if that's a possibility. But the question is, do you want to try, or are you okay being on 2 base for now? Oh, here we go.
Drops the Immortals. That was kind of a slick move.
Adepts.
Oh my god, that gateway goes down in like 3 seconds.
The Phoenix come in. I guess they were looking for pickups so the Void Rays could actually take care of some of these Stalkers.
I feel like even with the prismatic alignment worn off, there might just be enough damage here as he continues to push across. He's going to take his own third, but his army supply is already racked up quite the count. If these Phoenix just dive in and pick units up, yep, the Void Rays are going to be able to target him down real quick.
Yeah, and while Bales might have gotten a much faster third in Nexus, it's not like his probe count was totally baller, and it's not like his army is very good against what Neeb has with those Immortals and those Void Rays. So emergency pylons come down for the hope of some proton overcharges saving the day. I don't know about that, though. Oh, dear.
All right, well, Jesse just kind of, I guess, assuming his player's going to win, and it's to take off for volleyball, apparently. So we wish him the best of luck over there. Prismatic alignment comes off of cooldown and just completely removes the pylon before the fight even begins.
Oh, that blink forward was hopeful. Another proton overcharge goes down. I mean, trying to target down these Void Rays is, you know, what you're supposed to do.
GG.
GG.
All right, well, Jesse's predictions were good because Neeb's going to take it 3-0. Sorry to Bales, but congratulations to Neeb. That's going to be like $750 or something, whatever the total prize pool adds up to. Congratulations to Neeb. As today, Neeb made a bit of cash. Now, again, like, the conversation I had with Neeb was kind of funny, because I said, like, do you want to be at the, like, we're planning to put you at the top of the hill, right? That way you only have to play one best of 5. And he's like, yeah, that's good, but I also want money, so can I go first? And I had to ask Jesse, because I'm like, are you guys going to be okay with this? Like, because what if he gets knocked out right away? This is supposed to be like a sponsorship announcement tournament. Obviously, that doesn't look great, but, you know, I don't mind doing it if you guys are okay with it. And Jesse's like, yeah, Neeb will probably win. It's fine. He has so much confidence in Neeb to do well today. And good thing that fanboyism paid off, I guess.
Indeed.
But I'm really glad. Today went pretty smooth for Neeb, obviously, so that's cool. I'm really glad the players that came up to play did play. Yes, this ended up being a lot more one-sided than I expected, but if nothing else, that should emphasize how good Neeb is at StarCraft 2 and what you guys can look forward to going into the future with more of this guy. So I wish him the best of luck. I hope we see him at every WCS event. I hope we see him at every big IEM and whatnot. Like, he's just... Like Scarlett said at the start of the day for that interview, like, he's looking like he should be competing with the Koreans. It might be better than most. But again, we'll see how his nerves hold up at events, if he can get that sort of rigorous practice of just being there live. I don't know. But Zombie, I want to thank you for joining me for this.
You're welcome.
As she had mentioned, I'm just referencing everybody today. I have none of my own original thoughts. This is going to be our last official cast until we leave for Austin. So DreamHack doesn't actually start till the weekend of like May 7th and 8th. But we're going to be going to Oli Molly's wedding. She'll be marrying Crank this coming weekend. 3 days from now we leave, actually, and we're going to be flying out to Texas. I'm not looking forward to it because it's like a 6-hour flight, and I hate flying, but it's okay, whatever. I get to see some good friends. We're going to spend the week there hanging out with them afterwards, so lamest honeymoon ever, I guess. And then going to DreamHack. So it'll be some good times. I'm looking forward to it. Zombie Grub, myself, Fear Dragon, Oli Moly, and Nice Username, thanks to you guys with Nice Username, are all going to be there. So we'll be taking some BaseTradeTV photos, videos. We'll try and do some interviews. We'll do what we can. But I think it's going to be pretty good times. I also, okay, so we have this thing. I'm going to mention it here, but we don't have links or codes or anything set up. So don't rush out to buy something. But we got a new sponsor in the works here for BaseTradeTV, not TING, sadly, but called Nerd Block. Now, these are kind of like loot crate things, I guess. I am waiting until we get ours before I actually advertise it. But the reason I bring this up is we're bringing a copy, or not a copy, like there's a board game, a StarCraft 2 Risk board game. We're going to bring that to Austin. We're going to get as many players as possible to sign it. And then we're going to use that as a giveaway for people who get involved with the Nerd Block once we've got that set up. But again, I'm mentioning it now, so it's not quite the announcement of an announcement. You guys have the information, hopefully, that it doesn't leave you wanting more. But until we've actually received the boxes ourselves and seen what's inside them and determined whether it's like a good or a bad or a cool thing, we're not actually going to be like pushing that forward. So again, no links, no nothing. Just letting you guys know that's a new sponsor we're working on here for the channel, and could be really cool if we can get that set up. Because I love the idea of like those boxes and things. But I don't know. I think I've talked a lot. Do you have any final thoughts on today before we head off? Any final messages for people before we leave to Texas?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, it showed how great Neeb is at this game, so congratulations to him for the confidence booster and all of the monies.
Yeah.
And then just, we'll be doing a lot of content while we're in Texas, so let me not to worry about that, but we're probably not going to be streaming that much, even though the internet's ready, like, I don't know, like, I'm still wondering about if I'm going to carry my keyboard and whatnot, because I'm thinking about all the stuff I have to pack, and it doesn't sound so good. Like the clothing, and then the wedding dress. Not the wedding dress. The dress I'm wearing to the wedding. Are you
secretly planning to crash this wedding? You're gonna be like the drunk bride comes in. Like, if anyone has reasons why these two should not be wed, please speak up. You like slam the door open. You're in this like half ripped open dress, drunk, makeup, mascara running. You're like, I object. Love is bullshit.
Yep, that's my plan. But anyway, so we'll see what we can do when we're in Texas. But hope to see you guys when we're coming back. Yay.
Yeah, should be good times. I'm looking forward to it. So, that being said, I don't know who we want to raid today. There's so many good people streaming. We'll figure that out. We're going to end the stream with some ads, and we'll figure out somebody to host. Shout out to our sponsors, Chairs for Gaming, Yord, Corsair, and G2A. You guys know the deal. So right now, 540 on white appears to be what you'll see Zombie Grub's color as. If we come back, we do some streaming. If we get donations while we're offline, we'll still count them towards it. But the 29th is the hard cutoff. We'll tweet the announcement of what color wins, and hopefully we'll tweet some hair colors shortly thereafter.
Oh, boy.
All right, so thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll go to that ad break, and make sure to have a good day. We'll see you later. Follow the channel. Follow our YouTube as well, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. Subscribe to there for VODs you missed. Consider subscribing and all that good stuff. Bye!
Bye!